and welcome to the Lakers Pulse podcast. I am Clayton Fawcett. I am joined by Merch. How are you doing, Merch?
Doing well.
Did you cut your hair?
Yeah, I did.
Look at you. You don't look like a hippie anymore.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Trying to finally close something, Trying to finally close that interview.
Merch is gonna he's gonna log off already, and also got.
This is why I never told you, Nelson. Let's say.
Yeah, really. This is why. Wow. You know what?
I'm joking. Let's move on.
No, I'm really hurt. No, I'm not letting this go.
I'm joking.
No, sure.
It was a joke.
Ha ha ha. Hilarious,
and then,
really.
of course, we've already got Nelson who's chimed in already. So, how are you doing, Nelson?
Well, Clayton, I'm very not pleased at the moment. I'm not very pleased with Merge. Not very pleased with you. Not very pleased with the world. So I'm pretty much a teenager. So yeah.
Wonderful. I have to deal with teenagers all the time at work, so I'm just overjoyed to deal with you.
Oh, I know you mean that.
If you've been watching lately, we are also running the live chat. So if you have any questions, I will be periodically checking in on that and interacting with people, asking questions on here if I like them. I think it's a cool way to get some interaction going. So, all right, the first topic that we're going to discuss is the dreaded tank that everyone is freaking out about. The Lakers won their game against the Grizzlies the other day, and they're now half a game back according to Tankathon. I looked at the schedule for both teams. I honestly think they might both lose out.
Yeah.
So that would just turn it into a tie, which would make like a 51% chance that they would keep the pick.
Mm-hmm.
Like other than obviously like winning another game and being the true third seed, like that would be the closest coin flip to them keeping the pick. Like that would just be nuts. I personally did not hate the win because it was just good seeing the young guys play well. I didn't get to see the whole game, but I know D'Angelo had a rough beginning, but he turned it on later.
Mm-hmm.
I know rest of us we're all pro tank in here, but I want to hear your guys' thoughts, Nelson.
Yeah, well, I was hurt in the game. It was good to see, the young guys play well, but, I really want to keep this pick, and I think that's pretty essential, especially looking at the Mozgov and the Dane contracts. I know that we've constantly bashed and gone over them, but they really handicapped us. And I mean, because with the top 3 pick, you're at least going to get a role player or like a above average starter or an average starter. Like that's pretty much guaranteed that high. And getting that is already essential for a team that, we're not set at all. We're not like this team that's, like we're like the Wolves who are, have a pretty good roster, have like established guy. And we have holes to fill, and a guy in the top 3 can add playmaking or defense. That's what we need, and that's what we need to get. And that's why I'm so pro tank. It's not that much that, I love the draft. I do love the draft, but I could live with losing the pick a little bit more if we didn't sign those 2 big contracts. So.
I wasn't really that like. I mean, I was kind of mad that the Lakers won, but I mean, seeing D'Angelo and Julius have really good games was nice to see. Also, Larry and Thomas Robinson had double doubles.
We're gonna end up having Thomas Robinson on the roster next year, and I'm gonna just.
I think he's very played. He's very played in for a contract. Honestly,
I'm gonna slam my head against the table just repeatedly.
So it was it was nice to see D'Angelo bounce back from after a tough first quarter. Normally, when he has bad starts to games, he seems to just like kind of like lose focus and just not have a good game rest of the game. But it was cool to see him, just have one turnover the rest of the game after the first 4 in the first quarter, and leading them in scoring, having some nice passes as well. Of course, the pick is super important. I'll be mad if we lose it, but I don't think it's like a lot of people think it's like the end of the world that if we lose the pick and Lakers are going to be completely screwed and the team's going to be like set back a couple years if we don't keep this pick, which I don't really agree with. I still think we have to, I don't know if I'd say they're both cornerstones, but they're both, D'Angelo and Ingram are both very important pieces of the puzzle for us. And adding Josh Jackson or a Markel Fultz for Alonzo Ball or Jonathan Isaac will, of course, be nice, but I'm not gonna, just like throw everything and just be absolutely upset if we lose it. And we lose our pick in 2019 as well, but there's some good big men in next year's class, so I wouldn't be too upset. But of course, I want those players.
Yeah, but Merch, assets are overrated. They, just we just you don't need that money. Look at Boston.
Speaking of assets, I don't want to parallel the Laker film room podcast too much, but of course, like, it just got me just thinking all day of like thinking about rotations and consolidation and stuff like that. And I've been adamant that we still need more assets, especially with next year the roster's expanding to 17, and those last 2 guys are going to be on 2-way contracts between the NBA and the G League.
Yes.
So you're gonna need plenty of assets, in my opinion. But when you look at the roster, and when you get to a point where you're a good team, as Pete and Darius both said, when you're a good team, your rotation's usually about 9 guys, 10 at most, right? At this point, looking at it, you got D'Angelo, you got Ingram, got Randall, got Nance. That's 4. You got Clarkson. That's 5.
Put Zubats and Nwaba in that.
Zubats, 6. I don't know if I quite put Nwaba in there. I know that we really like him, but like he's still a guy that's just coming off of a a D League contract,
Yeah.
So while you would like to see him get some PT from time to time, he's not quite there. But then if you keep the pick, that's a 7th. If you have Houston, that's 8. So you're looking at half the team of just really, really young guys, right? And if you keep the pick this year, you need to eventually start showing improvement, right?
Yeah.
And while I think D'Angelo
tank forever. No. tank forever. I'm serious. It's tank forever.
while D'Angelo has turned it on in the last few weeks, since the beginning of March, he's averaging over 18 points a game. You're eventually going to have to start getting good, and that means that you're going to have to, in my opinion, start consolidating guys. And the guys that we always come to is Jordan Clarkson, which people just love him, and because I think a lot of times they don't realize the John Wooden quote, activity, or essentially just saying movement does not mean that they're actually achieving anything. That people think he's good on defense still just because he's athletic. I'm just like, no, he's a tire fire. But like, we look at Clarkson, Randall, Nance, those are usually the guys that pop up. A lot of people hate D'Angelo, so he pops up as well. I think that D'Angelo is obviously, for me, he's he's not on the trade block, like
Mhm.
untouchable for me. But who would you guys primarily look to move in order to package for guys that are just to help the team start getting better?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. You, people think that like Rob Pelinka is going to be able to swindle GMs because he's a former agent and he knows the game, and he seems like a smart guy, so he's going to be able to make moves. And Magic Johnson, he's got that air of just, oh, it's Magic Johnson, he's going to get anything done. That's not really how things work. So like I said, I don't want to mirror them too much, but I think this is a year when we should at least look to add role players, and they kind of did try to attempt to do that last offseason, which it failed pretty miserably. Yeah. I do think that the two, Deng and Mozgov, have some use to them in limited minutes. I mean, you can't just bench $34 million
Right.
forever, But who like who is someone that you would like to see, or like guys in free agency or possible trades, or just give me an idea of something that you would like to see the front office do.
You start, Nelson.
Yeah, I got this. All right. So first of all,
This'll be
front
fun.
office needs to do this. All right. So Tony Romo just retired.
Oh my God.
So
Can I take over? Can I take over?
He hasn't signed a deal yet, so I think the Lakers should maybe trade, Randall, CBS, and bring Tony Romo over to the broadcasting crew. I mean, he's better than Billy Mack. Just have him announce games. That'll help a lot. For the rebuild, players' confidence. Having this guy, huge NFL superstar, talking about them. That'll help. But realistically, I think Nance and Clarkson are the obviously the most like out there guys that I think they should be on the market, and you should see what you can get for them. Because Randall, although I'm on the fence and I keep teetering from being in on him, then being out, in and out, in and out. I still think that he has a really high ceiling and a much higher ceiling than what Larry Nance has shown. Larry Nance hasn't really improved much.
That's something I did want to touch on. While he's solid on defense, what has he honestly improved upon this year? I can't honestly. He still refuses to shoot. His touch passes are fun.
More recently, he's been shooting, but
I mean, what is he? How many shots that he took? Sorry, I turned to a different stat. Where's the freaking game log? Nance in 40 minutes.
He played 40 minutes against the Grizzlies.
He played 40 minutes against the Grizzlies. He took 8 shots. There were 2 other players on the bench that took more shots than him. So, and then obviously he had Thomas Robinson and Tyler Ennis.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Both took took more shots than him. That means that 6 other guys still took more shots than him.
Mm-hmm.
So while it's good to see him take a 3-pointer, he's so freaking passive. It's just I get it. You're a ball mover. That's wonderful. That's needed. But when you're freaking open, take the damn shot. I don't know how many times I just get so frustrated. Just yeah, when Julius is bad, Julius is bad.
Yeah.
But the stupid little things that Nance does, it's just dude, you're wide open. Wide open.
Yeah.
If there's a better shooter next to you, wide open, like a obviously Russell, or I mean, really, there's no one anymore. There's Nick doesn't play anymore, so it's pretty much just Russell now. Or Clarkson, I guess, has been heating up from time to time, even though he's only 1 for 5 against the Grizzlies. if they're open, whatever. But just freaking take the shot. Otherwise, I don't know what he has improved upon. Do you guys like?
Uh, I mean, he had a good summer league, so he improved his play in summer league. I mean, that's
Hey, that summer league alone proved that he's better than Julius. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, I don't even really want to turn it into a Julius versus
Nah.
Nance thing. It's just like, I'm sorry to kind of take over. It's just now like it's more going through my head than it was before. Like we need to, while we need to still collect assets, there's also a point where you need to start making the pieces fit a bit better. You know, like a guy that I really liked before people really started realizing how good he was Otto Porter. Could you imagine Otto Porter in LA?
Oh my
No,
god.
we're not getting Otto Porter. He's a restricted free agent. Like he's really important to Washington, but like
He's one of the best knockdown shooters in the league. I mean,
yeah, he's one of the best shooters in the league now. He defends well. Debatable which position he plays. He plays the 3, but he also plays a lot of small ball 4. But like you need to start finding guys like that, instead of just we have what? How many freaking 4s on the team? Tarek Black is a 5, but he is the size of a 3 half the time. You got Nance is a 4, Julius is a 4, Dang is a 4, Ingram is going to probably end up being a 4. Thomas Robinson is a 4-5. It's just, like you gotta eventually start finding these pieces that match better. We're just so weak on the wing. Like people are like, oh, you add one this summer and you'll be good. Like, no, because we have no idea exactly what Nawaba is going to be. Really, our only wing player is Ingram.
Yeah.
And I guess depending on how you feel about Clarkson and Russell about being a 2, but like I'm ready to move on from Clarkson, try and get an asset for him. Like we need to start finding pieces that fit. Not necessarily like look to push in our chips to like, oh, we're gonna make a move, of we're going to get good, like, because we're still several years away from contending, despite what people want to believe, but you need to start finding pieces that fit better and start finding skills that are just crucial nowadays. Like defense is so crucial. Our best defender might be David Nawaba.
Yeah, I think it is.
And I, like I said, I really like Nawaba. How is he our best defender? Like we have with Nick Young benched or like shut down. We have one shooter on the team in D'Angelo Russell. One shooter.
Yeah.
One good shooter, because we have shooters on the team.
Oh yeah, we've got people that like to shoot.
I mean,
but
JC
we don't have.
and Ingram are shooters.
Yeah, and I believe Ingram will get. I have been a huge fan.
He's shown. I think
he started to move along. He was 0 for 2 the other night. I mean, he's a rookie. I think he finally is almost up to 40 and 30.
No, which is crazy because how he started the year.
How he started was so bad. But like one shooter and one defender.
That's high quality roster construction right there. That's best.
I have been harping on this roster construction since last year, and I don't know. Like, are you guys as frustrated with that as I am?
Yeah. I think talk too much about D'Angelo, but I think that's the reason why he hasn't been playing. I mean, he's been playing good, but if he has like actual construction around him, imagine how much better he could be.
Yeah.
If he has a natural shooter next to him, if he has a natural guy who can catch lobs or catch pocket passes and stuff like that. Lakers don't have guys who can consistently do that.
Yeah.
I mean, like my thing, like going back to Nance is like I've been watching a lot of Jonathan Isaac, and he's also considered like a ball mover, but it's not like he just like gets the ball and just keeps moving it, because that's bad. But like he gets the ball and he scans, and then if he's open, I mean, he's gonna shoot it, and if he's not, then he's gonna pass it. But sometimes he gets aggressive and he starts to create his own shot and things like that. And those are things that I've rarely seen Nance do. And when I see him, like, oh look, Nance attacked the basket finally. Like he showed off like his. I mean, he's pretty quick for a four. He can get by some fours, and if he was aggressive enough, like I know that he can take it to the rim, like on maybe an isolation or something like that. But he just doesn't. He just shoots a three, and then maybe a mid-range shot, and then that's it. And then he catches lobs and he dunks. That's cool. But apart from that, I mean, like he doesn't really add that much. He's an average, pretty good defender, but he's not like anything spectacular or anything that you can't miss. So yeah, there's an asset that's like he's kind of repetitive to Randall, except Randall's better. He is more aggressive, and he's a better playmaker. Not as good as a defender, I don't think, but on switches, I think that they're pretty close. And so yeah, and then you like Clayton said, like you go down the list and there's so many fours, and then like where's the wings? Like honestly, wings are super valuable right now, and it shows why Lakers are struggling. Like they could be a better team if they had like 2 or 3 solid wings, right? They'd be a much better team.
We don't have wings, and like because
we don't have wings or
wings are 2 threes. Like I know someone on Twitter that I really like said wings are more of a 3-4 nowadays. No, they're 2 threes in my opinion. Like they're that 6'5" to 6'8" guy who's long, lanky, athletic. That can shoot. You don't have anyone like that yet. Like Ingram has the potential to be that. Like Ingram, I think we all consider Ingram and Russell building blocks. Corner. Like even though we're you sometimes get concerned of whether they're going to be a cornerstone. Like those are 2 guys. Like the only 2 guys on the roster. You're like, yeah, I could see them on the team when they're a championship team, like like of the other 2 threes, like Brewer's a 3, like oh my god,
I forgot about Corey Brewer. I forgot about
yeah, I did too. Like just Brewer isn't good. Nick Young, I think he played his last game as a Laker. Dang isn't a 3. Dang is clearly a 4. Meta World Peace, I hate saying that name. He's just done. Like it's a corpse out there. Nawaba's very fun, but he's a 24-year-old D-League guy. We just have no idea. I don't understand how people still want to try Tyler Ennis.
I'm scared that he's going to be back next year.
I love watching Tyler Ennis play. It's my favorite thing ever.
You love Tyler Ennis playing because
you know why.
Tank.
You're damn right I do.
He is a tanker.
Oh yeah. Like he's our our Byron.
Carried the torch. He carried the torch from Byron.
Exactly.
Yeah. So like, I mean, Randall and Nance can't play the 2. Obviously, can't play the 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
So like, then that leaves of pretty much anyone on the team is Ingram, Clarkson, and Russell. And I honestly would not have a problem shipping out Clarkson right after the season.
Yeah.
I know people hate that, but they just Jamie, shut up. Like, oh my word.
What?
Jamie's and Jamie Rico, our Lakers Pulse overlord.
Oh, so
he's just being a troll right now in the chat, jerk.
So he can be in the chat, but he can't join us. That's sad.
Yeah, Jamie. Oh, I'm sleeping. My knees can't. My knees don't work right now. I can't, guys. I'm sorry. Next time.
Jamie's washed. Jamie is
the definition of washed. You're not washed till you reach peak Jamie.
He's our Derrick Rose, guys. He's our Derrick Rose.
But he was never great though. That's the thing. He was never great.
Oh, man.
So back to like kind of what I'm looking for is roster construction nowadays. Even if you look at it, like those wing players, You know, like that. Like I said, 6'5" to 6'8", that can defend, that can shoot. Like they're not even just playing the 2 and 3 anymore. You're playing those guys at like small ball 4 a lot of times, especially if that guy's like 6'8" or 6'9", and then you just have a rim protecting big. Was it was it Cole Zwicker merch, or was it Mark Wennington?
About what?
The how a basketball team should be built nowadays. You have shooters.
It was Mark.
Okay, so Mark Whittington of the What's on Draft podcast said you have a ball handler, you know, a one, that lead guard, surrounded by shooters
And a rim protector.
and a rim protector, you know, and an athletic rim protector, you know, someone that can get out in space. That's why when I'm gonna catch some flack.
Oh.
I really like Zubats, but when people say that he's untouchable, no.
Hey, shout out to Lakeshore Life for saying that he's our centerpiece for us.
Actually,
he's very skilled offensively. He's 19. He's incredibly raw. He has no idea what is happening on defense. And the problem is he gets blocks, and that's good. There's more to being a defender as a 5 nowadays. You have to also be able to defend in space. That's one reason why I've always loved the idea, of course, of, I know you guys are gonna laugh, Nerlens Noel. So, or like that Willie Cauley-Stein piece, or like a Robert Williams in the draft, or, you know, next draft, DeAndre Ayton, Mohamed Bamba. You know, one of these guys that can defend a little bit on the
Michael
perimeter.
Porter. How do we forget Michael Porter, guys?
He's not a 5.
It doesn't matter. He's still great. We didn't mention him in every conversation about next year's draft. I'm just saying.
He's a ball stopper.
I'm gonna mute Nelson already.
Hey. Dare you.
Just, but like, I apparently Chris Tiller does not like that I like Nerlens Noel.
Get used to it.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously has his own issues. Oh my word, he called him Goat Zupac. Okay. I do like Zubats, but what you are looking at in Zubats is a guy that
20 minutes a night.
Yeah, he's a backup. You know.
Yeah. He's a backup big killer.
He would be an amazing backup. He does not defend well enough in space, or even really at the rim, and that might sound funny because he blocks a lot of shots, but like, you have to be in his direct vicinity at the rim in order for him to defend well.
Yeah.
I'm apparently making Chris sad. I'm sorry, but like, it's just he's your traditional big, and that's not what basketball is built on anymore. You know, this is why teams that have these traditional bigs, like, it's hard getting rid of a Brook Lopez. Like, people think Brook Lopez is really good. They couldn't get 2 late first-round draft picks for Brook Lopez. You know, like, Jahlil Okafor is just, they can't give him away. You know, like, people really like Nikola Vucevic, or Vucevic, however you want to say it. Like, he can't defend. So, like, it's just, you can't build a winning basketball team like that, and they're a championship contender like that, you know. What?
I just saw that note. Look at the slash.
I love you, Jeremiah. Never change.
That was great.
His undying love for Nerlens Noel. Tune in right now. Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Dying right now.
Shout out to Jeremiah quote tweeting NBA Warriors
Yeah.
tweet. You know,
Maybe if you weren't such a jerk, Jeremiah, you would have tweeted the link and actually got more people to watch. But
Damn.
that's some fail by Jeremiah. Um, but a 5 like that, you're the best teams have guys like that. They're rim runners. Most of them aren't going to be able to stretch the floor, but like they defend well at the rim and they defend decently well on the perimeter.
shout out to Jonathan Isaac.
Jamie, no one watches you.
Yeah.
I'm just playing. But like a guy like Tristan Thompson, everyone joked. I joked about that contract that he got last year. Like, how valuable is he to Cleveland?
Very.
Yeah.
Like while while the Warriors made the finals with Andrew Bogut,
They also blew the 3-1 lead. Let's not forget.
Yeah, 3-1 lead. Don't let it distract you from the fact that Festus Ezeli has had like 4 knee surgeries.
I feel bad for him now, man. I really do.
The best teams have good. Jamie, I'm gonna start deleting all of your crap. I'm gonna block Jamie from his own site.
I mean, he's honestly deserved it up to this point, honestly.
But I mean, do you guys know what I'm saying? Like, when people bring up Zubac as like untradeable or like he's a centerpiece, like I like him a lot, but no.
Yeah.
Just no. Whatever. I know. Like people think that it's just hilarious that I keep going back to Nerlens. Apparently they're unable to understand why I kept going back to Nerlens, but
please, Clayton, tell us why for the 100th time, please.
No, I mean if they don't, especially if Jeremiah with his with his master's degree is unable to understand, then I guess I don't need to explain it since it's too difficult for Jeremiah to understand.
You gotta go undercover. Shots fired, man. Gotta go in the bunker.
Nelson, apparently, boy talk. Can you tell Nelson that his best friend is here, please? No.
What?
Okay. Yeah.
I have no idea. That's
okay.
I'm actually kind of scared.
So, I have no idea where I was going after that rant. Okay, so Chris Tiller, I want to trade Zubac because you don't want to give up on a rookie who hasn't proven anything yet in the league. No, and I'm not trying to say that I would trade him, but at the same time, like if he's gonna get me something that I want, or I'm obviously not the GM of the Lakers, obviously, but like if I was in that position, shut your.
We have so many people with gigantic wingspans, it'd be ridiculous.
Oh my god!
But like if right now all he is a sweetener, Yeah, that's all he is. He's a sweetener. He's not a foundational piece, and
I mean, it's better being a sour.
It's pretty much like we shouldn't put all of our eggs in Zubac's basket.
Like
we shouldn't pass up on a guy who's athletic and who can protect the rim because we have Zubac.
Yeah,
and CJO. What if Zubac becomes a stretch 5? And you know what? He shot 36% from 3, I believe, from the D League, and that makes him more valuable. But that does not change the fact that he just is not able to defend as well.
Space.
Yeah.
And then Cali Kid, I like the Nerlens Noel idea. He improves the defense immediately and gives D'Angelo a great alley-oop target. Not to mention he's another young guy that will grow with the team. I mean, I wrote a
Clayton's troll account right there.
I mean, that was no.
That was Clayton another tab.
Jamie, I'm gonna start seriously removing everything you comment on here. Man. Like a guy like that is more. There's more value in a great defending big who, does in that mold of Noel or WCS or Tristan Thompson, someone like that. you're gonna have more value out of that than an offensive big, because guess what? Brooke Lopez is able to stretch the floor now too, and he's still pretty dang good in the post, but he's not a very good defender, and Brooklyn still sucks with him.
Yeah.
So I know, again, I always get laughed at for that stuff because it just comes up so freaking often, but it's stop living in the past. This isn't drop the ball in the low post and let your big man go to work. That's just not how it works nowadays. Maybe I mean, and don't get me wrong, like there's value to that, and I still like Zubats and stuff like that, but like the game is different. Like if the Lakers, they want to be ahead of everyone. Would you trade Nance? And Jamie is asking, would you trade Nance and Dang for Biyombo? Yes, I would, because I would get out of Dang's contract. It would suck getting rid of Nance, but
we'll at least get a rim protector too.
Yeah. So, yeah. Chris did not like that suggestion by Jamie. Okay. Do you guys have anything to add on to that? I know I have just completely taken over the podcast, but
what's new, honestly?
Honestly. Yeah, I mean, what can you do?
Yeah, I feel like we went from one question and changed to something completely different, honestly.
Yeah. We started from Nance, and then after that, it all went downhill.
Yeah, it went from
Nance
what is Nance approved to
Nervous Noel.
Yeah.
So why Clayton hates Zubats and why Clayton loves Noel.
Whatever. Jamie, I will not talk that subject. I will not do that.
What is it?
No. You guys are going to have to go on the chat. I'm not going to talk about that for 5 minutes. No, thank you.
Is it Julius Randle?
No, it's got nothing to do with Julius Randle. But you know what? Merge has a topic that he wanted to talk about, and I know that we've been on now for about 37 minutes, but I think we'll have plenty of time to talk about roster construction soon. Merge wanted to talk about Jamie's favorite person on the Lakers, Julius Randle. So, Merge, what exactly is it that you want to talk about?
I think I want to see, like,
be very careful because Jamie is watching.
I know. I know he's watching.
Oh yeah, Jamie, you're watching. You're watching this right now. All right, Julius Randle should be traded this minute right now. All right, and I'll give you all the reasons why. First of all, to hear you cry. I will listen to you cry from Florida, and I will love it, enjoy every second of it.
Clayton,
second of all,
Clayton, I just saw what he wanted to talk about.
Yeah. No, that'd be interesting. But yeah, like, all right, yeah, what? Go ahead, Merch.
I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think about Julius's long-term future on the Lakers? and like seriously.
All right, so Clayton, do you want to start or do you want me to go?
No, you go ahead. I'll piggyback off of what you say.
All right. So I have to carry you like always. All right. I'll do that.
Yeah, I mean, I've only been talking for about 25 minutes of the entire podcast, so.
Yeah, it's but yeah, I'm like I said, I'm on the border with Randle. I like his playmaking, his ball handling. Well, most of his playmaking. I like his aggressiveness at times. But he's just, like, out of all the young guys, I think he's probably the most inconsistent, honestly. Apart from the rebounding.
I think that's pretty damn near evident. I mean, if you can't tell that, then yeah, he's pretty clearly the most inconsistent young guy.
Yeah, and that's that's good and bad because he shows, like, really, really good potential, and then he shows, like, kind of like this meh four at times.
Jamie said he accidentally deleted Nelson's 100 gift scouting report. Oops.
Oh, well, all right.
Man.
And Chris Tiller, would you give Julius Randle a max contract when he comes a free agent? No.
No,
not yet.
No.
I mean, he's going to get paid by someone, but yeah, no, I would not give him that much.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah, I don't know if Randall's exactly the forward of the future unless this shot really continues to improve. I have my doubts. His off ball defense has some question marks for me. His playmaking sometimes when it's not like handoffs and stuff like that, it can get a little bit iffy at times. His transition offense is great. You know, he can take coast to coast, makes good decisions usually. But apart from that, I have some reservations about that. His finishing has improved a lot, which is that's really good to see. And if that jump shot stays true, then I'll feel better about his future. But I honestly would seriously look into trading him. For for a top pick if you can get him. Maybe like top 7, top 8 pick, and see if you can get Jonathan Isaac in that range because I'm all in on Jonathan Isaac, and I think that he might fall, and if he does, I'd be all over that 100% trade Randall immediately.
Ford has him at 10 right now. He's just
Yeah.
continuing the slide, and I can't. I mean, I can't. I wouldn't take either Kentucky guard over him.
Yeah.
Hot take.
Nah.
Hot take.
I mean, like his rim protection is really good. His perimeter defense is good. His creation needs work, and that's probably what's holding him back. And I guess that's what doesn't make him as glamorous as Monk and Fox or whatever. But he's shown flashes, and his catch and shoot has shown flashes as well. I mean, he's not like this dead eye shooter, but if he can consistently hit that shot at a pretty average to above average rate, then that already makes him a pretty valuable 4/5 or even 3 if you want to play him in that position. And he gives everything except playmaking. And I mean, his playmaking isn't insanely good, but he keeps the ball moving, which is that's pretty important. And he's not like this like needs the ball and ball stopper that Tatum is. Hot take. But yeah, I mean, I just really love the Isaac fit for the Lakers, and I think that if you could trade Randall for him straight up, and maybe Randall and Clarkson for him, I'd do it. So
I don't think it would be Randall and Clarkson, but what about like Randall and 28?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'd do that too. For Isaac, or if Isaac's gone, I mean, there's other guys there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I think
okay,
I think Jamie's plotting my death right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
Jeremiah, you're crazy. I have a question for you guys. Okay, we talk about how Randall has improved the jump shot, right?
Mhm.
And how there's added value to him like that.
Mhm.
Does his value increasing with the jump shot? Does that increase his trade value for you?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Jamie. When you have a top 4 playmaker at the 4, you gotta trade him.
Here we go. Keep reading, Clayton.
Oh.
Keep reading. Oh, here we go.
No. We have one. Like, Jamie thinks that we hate Randall,
Yeah.
and I mean Nelson hates Randall.
Hey, don't you dare
I mean,
label me as a hater.
that's fine. I mean, I'm just looking for things to add improvements to the team at this point, and while adding another young guy instead would complicate things, the fit is also better in my opinion. But
I also think with Randall, it's also Ingram probably being a future 4, so that kind of, and Ingram has the higher ceiling.
Oh yeah,
over
that's
Randall, obviously,
not even close.
And it might be a little bit of Ingram kind of pushing out Randall in a sense, or whoever that 4 is. So I mean, if you can get a 3 or something like that, then you do that as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you can add a 3 or 4, I mean, just like I said, pieces that fit better, and no, TJ, I will not talk about that still. While I do like Randall still, it's just, playmaking, that thing the Lakers severely lack. It's kind of important. Yeah, apparently Jamie thinks that we've forgotten about that. Like the guys that we've mentioned. Kendall Marshall was a good playmaker. Oh, TJ, you're great. They're hey, Jamie, you want to talk so much? How about you get off
Get on
the
the
pod?
pod.
Yeah. Fight me, Jamie. Fight me on the podcast right here, right now.
Defend
can-
Randall's honor.
You can
Defend
get
Randall.
on. Yeah. Randall has really good aspects about him. I think where Randall would actually have his best impact is if he just freaking forgot all about offense and not necessarily became like a complete zero at it, but when he just completely focuses. Oh, Jamie, my word. Oh, gosh, when he completely focuses on defense, like the Charlotte game, right?
Oh no.
He takes over. Like his value is more. There's more important value to him when he does stuff like that. And if you can have a guy that's just more consistent on defense all the time and can still have a lot of the playmaking that Randall has, and it might not be as high level of playmaking as Randall, but it's right there, but the defense is much improved, like way better. Then I'd look into it.
Yeah.
So the pulse chat or the chat on YouTube is just, it's really something else. Chris Tiller, Julius has the tools to be a good player, but he tends to be very inconsistent and disengaged when his offense isn't going, which that's true, but that's also true of every young player. Like
DeAndre does that a lot.
Yeah, like we're trying to say, like, we don't want to trade Julius for just nothing. We're not going to just throw him on the table and like, hey, here's some second round picks. But like if you
Jamie.
can, I'd look into trading Nelson for another high schooler.
Yeah.
I thought you already did that, Jamie.
Yeah, fight me, Jamie.
TJ, my word. So like, I'm gonna have to turn the chat off. I can't even hardly.
Oh my.
I'm sorry. The chat or the podcast is completely off the rails at this point.
Yeah. Blame Jamie.
Like if you look at the Draft Express mock draft, like, I mean, do you take Tatum over Randall?
That's a tough one.
Honestly, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, that one's tough.
He's smaller than Randall. I don't think he's the athlete that Randall is.
Nah.
And
he's
even though he's
still best at with the ball in his hands.
Yeah. Obviously, I think we all take Josh Jackson above him.
Oh my God.
We all take Jonathan Isaac above him. It gets trickier further down, and with some other guys, there's not really a ton of like threes in this draft. Malik Monk, in my opinion, is still a 2.
Yep.
I wouldn't take Monk over Randall.
But he's the best host
I'm not going to comment on that.
Wow. You guys really would? Okay.
That's just me. But I'm kind of.
I think
that's than you are.
I think you're a lot higher up on him than I am.
Yeah.
Undersized 2 that can't defend. That's just great. So we're gonna just move that from a 4 to a 2. Wonderful. De'Aaron Fox. I mean, people have been talking about taking him as high as 3. You're gonna take a point guard that can't shoot at 3. This kind of gets into the whole, like, this draft isn't as amazing as so many people think, in my opinion. Like, Draft Express has Lauri Markkanen at 8, and I don't even have him on in my lottery on my own personal draft board.
Zach Collins better.
Yeah, it would just bottom line. What I'm saying is I would start looking into moving, pieces that fit better.
Right.
So, do you guys have anything else to say? I mean, before I guess either we get off or
not. It's kind of hard to talk about this stuff until we know if we have the pick or not.
Yeah, but I have in the Slack chat we had an
Thank you,
interesting
Chris.
conversation. We had an interesting conversation. About you know trading D'Angelo for Markel Fultz, and I think
No, do not start this. I do
no,
not.
no. Well, I think it'd make an interesting topic. So I'm sure Clayton read it, right? You read it. I know you were in Cambodia getting massages from girls or whatever, but I'm sure that you know about the whole thing, right?
I'm gonna end it right here, TJ. Even in the middle of Nelson's ridiculous topic.
Wow,
You
ridiculous.
you have okay. Apparently, I want to hear more about this from this boy talk or whatever. So
Hey,
he's got a little interesting story about Nelson.
whatever.
One time we were walking from school and Nelson's mom came up to pick him up, so he turned around and flipped me off for no reason. The next day, his mom came, and when we went to the corner to get in the car, and his mom waved and just kept driving, she left him there. Then I got picked up and flipped him off for revenge. Ask him about it. Man, is this one of your best friends or?
Yeah, he goes to my high school. And I didn't know it was him until he told the
No,
story. So
still just now. Okay.
yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. I was reading what he had typed before while you were talking. What were you
No,
saying?
no, it's fine. It's fine. Sorry.
No.
No, it's fine. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous topic that I bring up.
Merge. What was he saying?
We were having in the Slack the whole Markel. Would you trade D'Angelo
Oh,
for
damn it.
1 and 5 or something like that? And they, yeah, I don't want to talk about this.
I mean, all right.
This is gonna start something.
So then, all right. So yeah, we're gonna start some beef, but I don't care. All right. So look, we're talking about this trade, and we're talking about how Markel Fultz is a better prospect than D'Angelo,
Yeah.
and if you get an extra asset, that's even more, and you're really raising the ceiling higher than what it is right now. And then
is the roof.
yeah, the ceiling is the roof. Can't forget that. But and then Jamie and I think Daniel as well said that you can keep raising the roof, raising the ceiling theoretically.
Raising the roof.
Oh man, I walked into that one. But yeah, you can keep raising the ceiling and never become good. So I just wanted to get like your guys' thoughts on like whether you think raising the ceiling is a good thing or a bad thing, and if it means waiting a bit, are you willing to do that? Just
yeah, Fultz is a better prospect than D'Angelo by a little bit, and I mean, adding Isaac onto that it'd be dumb not to take that on, or whoever adding Josh Jackson somehow, or whoever drops to that 5 spot. Adding that and Markel Fultz is a lot better than just D'Angelo, and D'Angelo is my favorite player, and I mean, Markel Fultz is a much better prospect. He's more athletic, and he has a better defensive potential. And they're very similar offensively, except Fultz can attack the rim better. But he is like a little worse shooter than D'Angelo, a worse passer, but I mean better rebounder, more like really good off the pick and roll. I would do that, and I mean raising the ceiling. This is kind of a different situation, because their argument was that okay, then we'll just trade for the next really good prospect or whatever. That's not the point about this whole thing. It's trying to get a generational talent for a guy who's also really good in D'Angelo, but getting a generational point guard who it could be like the love child of John Wall and Kyrie Irving. I mean, you can't pass up on that. You can't.
yeah. And I mean, it's not like we're going to keep doing this and doing this. Like we're going to keep Markel Fultz, and 2 years later we're going to end up training for like the next like Zion Williamson or whatever. Like we're not going to keep doing that. We're just doing this theoretically one time, and then like the idea is that you have Fultz and like, it's this guy, and he's going to be really really good. And I mean, like to say that we're just going to keep training for prospects that we love. Although if Markel Fultz is what I think he is, then there's going to be no need for that. So but we're just too high on our prospects. We're just out here doing our fancy film stuff and watching videos and stuff like that. So whatever. You don't know better.
Markel Fultz might be the best prospect since LeBron.
Shh. It's not a sure thing. It's not a sure thing, so we can't talk about it. So yeah, D'Angelo Russell for sure, surefire all Hall of Famer, All Star, just gonna lead the next generation of
Cut
NBA.
it, cut it,
You know?
cut
Yep.
it, Clayton. Cut it, Clayton.
I thought the conversation that got brought up was pretty dumb.
It was.
It was
Like
That's why I said there's no point in
yeah, he's probably the best prospect, as TJ said, as AD, not since LeBron. Probably since AD. In a vacuum, you do that. In a vacuum, you do that because the ceilings and everything. But in real life, well, first off, in real life, no one's going to offer you 1 and 5, anyways. So like the whole conversation, while I was in the airport in Shanghai, taking a piss, I was just like, "You've got to be kidding me! This is the most ridiculous." Like 30 messages while I'm taking a leak. Like really?
It was way more than 30.
No, I know. I'm just saying. While I was going to the bathroom, I got 30 messages from that whole conversation. And Jamie says better than Cat. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Jamie doesn't even really like Cat as much. Like all Jamie wants to do is talk crap about Cat. Now come at me, Jamie. Get on here and talk.
Yeah.
Oh my man, Nelson, your buddy is about to just.
Yeah, I know.
It's Nelson exposed.
Yeah, apparently.
Well, yeah.
In a vacuum, you do those moves because that's just a lot of value. But in real life, I mean, Jamie, I'm freaking playing. Like, dude, just in real life, you're not gonna do that. There, as Jamie said, there is a point when you just have to start getting better. And if you want to say that you're giving up on D'Angelo, which that's not what we're trying to say.
No.
Then that's one thing, but yeah, I don't know. I don't like that. Moho caused way too much strife with that bull crap. So, but then again, I said that if we had 2 or 3 and, unless Fultz was available at 2, I would trade back, but yeah. Can we talk about how not good Porzingis has been lately? Yeah, he's been very big disappointment in his second half, but you won't hear that.
It's the Knicks' fault.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have anything else to add to that thing. I really wanted to just reach through Slack and just slap the crap out of Moho when he brought that up.
I saw that. I'm like, nah, this is not going to end well.
Yeah.
I gotta go. I gotta get on a plane. Your layover is still 4 hours away, sir. Damn it.
Wow, glad to know that we're appreciated, Clayton. Glad to know that you love talking with us.
Yeah. Chris, I'm assuming that is a troll, and the little emoji thing that you did got cut off in the chat. So, freaking word. Do you guys have anything else to add?
Man, this podcast was fun. I'm not gonna lie. This is one of the most fun ones in a while. I'm not gonna lie. This is off the rails, just how we like it.
Yeah, we always like off the rails. If this was all backdoor cut, we would have we'd go another hour of just talking nonsense while the live chat goes crazy. But yeah, we have a time constraint nowadays. So
yeah.
TJ says Lakers losing the pick, and Jamie says you're welcome for bringing the fun. Jamie, you're not fun.
Yeah.
Can I join the next podcast from Greg Clay? I have no idea who you are. Sorry. You're gonna have to talk to my boss about that one. All right. Do you guys have anything to add before I log off?
I'm gonna be writing Isaac's scouting report. It hasn't been written yet, so Jamie can't delete it yet. And I'm writing a Google Doc, so in case Jamie tries to delete it, because I'm gonna put in there that we should trade Randall for Isaac. I'll have an extra copy. So yeah, I'll be writing that during this week and this weekend, and hopefully have it out by next week. So.
Merch, you gonna do anything?
No, I'm just gonna sit on my ass pretty much.
Yeah. Good. I hope you did well in your interview, your job interview.
I appreciate it.
Nah, I don't really care.
All right. Keep on talking, Nelson. Keep on talking.
The shot's gonna keep coming, Merge. Don't worry about it.
Shoot your shot. All right. Y'all have a good one.
Peace.
Fuck you, Merge.
Bye.
Love you too.